All right. Not expecting to do this, but this is another late night stream, eh? Well, it's
Yeah.
for me. It's
What
like,
a shock that we had to do a late night stream.
well, technically, because it's only 9:44 in my time zone. Tomorrow is a new episode. Haley's on it.
I know.
For family reasons, it's going to be air on major other networks for family networks in the U.S. Toon Jones, the DB,
And the Rafi channel, probably.
in the U.S. However, I can't include it because first, it's copyrighted, and plus,
You know,
I don't know if there's any more credits of Haley's on it anywhere.
yeah, we don't want to get copyrighted by Disney.
Yeah, and this one I watched earlier today, and this was a pretty good movie. This is Superman Doomsday.
This is based on the DC Comics storyline, The Death of Superman.
And who is in this? This is when Adam Baldwin voicing Superman in this. Rest in peace, Anne Hesh, which was the voice of Lois Lane in this movie. She passed away last year. James Marsters.
Yeah, James Marsters.
John DiMaggio as Toyman. Tom Kenny as the Woolbot. Susie Kurtz and Cree Summer, the voice of Peebo.
And the voice of Cleo from the original Clifford.
Way Wise and Wiley. What's Kevin? I didn't know Kevin Smith was in this. Kimberly Brooks.
Yeah, he made a brief cameo in the film.
As the Grumpy Man. Kimberly Brooks, Townsend Coleman, Chris Cox, Hetty Lynn Hertz, and James Arnold Taylor as Officer Tucker.
In which we already know this by now, but James Arnold Taylor was the voice of Johnny Test, and not to mention even Skunk and My Friends Tigger and Pooh.
Yeah, and this one made its U.S. broadcast premiere a year later.
Yeah, on CN in 2008.
But guess what's rated for the broadcast on CN? TV, PG, DSV.
My gosh.
Batman Gotham Knight will also have on DVD. Wonder Woman, this is the 4th installment of the series. Who's in this? We got Kerry Russell, Nathan Fillion, he's a Canadian actor. Alfred Molina. Rosario Dawson, Oliver Platt, Skyrim's laughable. Richard Madsen. John DiMaggio, again. Julianne Grossman, Vicki Lewis, David McCollum, Jason Miller. Oh, wait, what D?
Andrea Romano.
She was a former casting director for Warner at the time. Tara Strong, the former voice of Baby and Cece.
And the voice of Porcupine in My Friends Tigger and Pooh.
Gee, wait a minute.
What's Bruce Timm doing here?
He was the producer behind Batman the Animated Series and other Batman stuff from Batman, yeah. All-Star Superman, Superman, Batman, Public Enemies. I think this was based on a comic, of course. Green Lantern, First Flight. I think this is the 5th one in the series. This one I have, Batman on the Red Hood. All-Star Superman. Wait.
Yes. Yeah, this is not even rated PG-13 in the US. Instead, it's rated PG for sequences of action and violence, languages including brief innuendo, and some sensuality.
Who's in this? James Denton. Oh, this has James Denton as the voice of Superman, which he was in Desperate Housewives.
Which that's ABC. And Good Witch, because that's the Hallmark Channel.
Which playing Lois Lane is
Christina Hendricks.
Anthony LaPelaga. What's Everett Asner doing here? Or simply Ed Asner? Rest in peace to him, obviously. Wait,
yeah, he was the he was in Up, which that's Disney and Pixar.
Yeah, rest in peace to Ed Asner, who passed away 2 years ago. Frances Conroy. She was in 6 Feet Under, which that's HBO, which I haven't seen 6 Feet Under. Linda Colin Laney.
Kathy Cavadini.
She was in the original Powerpuff Girls and Oba Baba Tunde.
Oh, Bob. Lava Ball.
Steve Malone, Chris Cox, Alexis Denisov.
John DiMaggio, Robin Atkin Downs,
Michael Golf, Matthew Gray Gobler. I think he was in Alvin and the Chipmunks movies. Wait.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he did as the voice of Simon.
Yeah, he was the voice of Simon. He was the voice of Simon.
Fenella Hughes, Kevin Michael Richardson, the voice of Dr. Payne. Of course, he was another DC material.
Fred Tatasciore, he was the voice of Devil Dinosaur in Marvel's Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur.
And Arnold Vosloo, which is super laughable. Batman Year One. This was based on the 4th issue arc of the same name released in 1987. Brian. This is when Brian voicing Batman in this.
Ben McKenzie.
Eliza,
He was in the OC.
which that's Fox and Warner. Eliza Dushku, John Polito, Alex Rocco, Katie Sackhoff, Jeff Bennett as Alfred Pennyworth. He appeared in
Greta Lyle.
as Barbara Lynn Ken. Robin Atkin Downs again. This time as Harvey Dent.
Keith Ferguson.
Denny Jacobs. Nick Jameson. Leanna Mummy.
He was, of course, Keith Ferguson was the voice of Lord Hader in Wander Over Yonder.
Which that's Disney XD.
Nick Jameson, the voice of Sheriff Lewis.
Leanna Mummy, Pat Music. Stephen Root, he was in King of the Hill as the voice of Buck
And Fred
Strickland. Sorry.
And Fred Tatasciore again.
But this time as
he was the voice of Devil Dinosaur.
This time is played as Detective Arnold John Flass and Johnny Vitti, and Stephen Blum as Stan, and Tom. Even though Tom is uncredited,
And
just borrowed that from the library recently. Superman versus the Elite. This is the 14th film in the series.
George Newbern as Superman in this.
And
Pauline Perrette as Lois Lane.
She wasn't insane as
Robin Atkin Downs
as Manchester Black, but the younger version of himself. Whoops. I don't know if I get that.
Was voiced by Grady Lyle.
Greg Griffin, Tetil Colbert, Melissa Disney, Andrew Kishno, D. Bradley Baker as Joseph Martin in Atomic Skull.
D. Bradley Baker did the vocal effects for the flamingo in Haley's On It, and he was also the voice of Buster and Woodpecker in My Friends Tigger and Pooh.
Oogie Banks as Terrence Baxter, Paul Endring. Check who's in the live chat. Only Usagi's in the live chat. Okay. Troy Evans. Jennifer Hale as Kid playing Superman.
David Kaufman as Jimmy Olsen.
Pamela Kosh. Never heard of.
As Abigail.
Jeff LePence of Song
Jeff LePence, laughable. Solon's Pope as Vera Black. But for the younger version, Tara Strong.
What the?
She was the voice of Pepe and Cece in the original Proud Family, along with Porcupine in My Friends Tigger and Pooh.
Powerpuff Girls too, also Rugrats as well. And Tara Strong also appeared in a couple other DC media too, just like Fred Tatasciore and D. Bradley Baker.
Dave B. Mitchell, he's the current voice of Knuckles.
In this movie, he was the voice of Shock Trooper. Sumley Montano as one of the newscasters, even though the third one was voiced by Larry Ann Newman.
Nolan North.
Henry Simmons, Steven Stanton as Balen
As-
Ambassador.
As Baligan Ambassador, Cartoon Superman, and Manchester Black's father.
Fred Tatasciore again. Yeah. See, Fred Tatasciore also appeared in DC Media, but this time in this one he was voicing Perry White in this. Bruce Timm as MI5 agent, Julie Whitner, and Rick Ziff, which I don't know if I've ever heard of.
Laughable.
2 parts of Dark Knight Returns. Superman Unbound. This one's based on the comic Superman Brainiac, which was released in 2008. Al Jean, he was the executive producer on The Simpsons.
Which that's Fox. Now owned by Disney.
Spell it out as Disney. Okay, who's in this room? Matt Bonner, Staniak Katic, John Noble, Molly Quinn, Didwich Bader, Alexander Gould, Francis Conroy, Stephen Root, Jason Bigg, Serena Irvin, Wade Williams, Melissa Disney, Michael Young Woolley, Will Young. Never knew Ian and James Corley was another DC material.
He was the creator of Being Ian.
And not to mention the Over to Yukon, which both of these are made by Studio B. Even the former casting director, Andre Romano, he was the former casting director on Warner cartoons during the late 90s and early 2000s. Just that based on comic book on Flashpoint. Son of Batman, this is the 20th film in the series. Hey, what do you think of this DC Comics logo?
Kind of interesting.
Okay, who's in this? This is when Jason O'Mara voicing Batman in this. On other couple of few direct videos.
Stuart Allen as Robin.
Oh, I forgot to mention, this is when D. Bradley Baker was the voice of the Joker in this instead of Mark Hamill.
Yeah.
Even though I haven't seen the movie yet.
And again, he did the vocal effects for the. Yeah. And yeah. And plus, D. Bradley Baker was did the vocal effects for the flamingo in the Haley Zonnet episode, The Flamingo Must Flamingo. And he also was the voice of Buster and Woodpecker in Disney's My Friends Tigger and Pooh.
Thomas Gibson, Marina Baccarin, John Maher, Damon McCollum, Gianno Esposito, Alexander Barkley, Diana Michelle. She was the former voice of Daisy Duck before Tris McNeil took over. Only 3 Mickey Mouse projects she was in: The Spirit of Mickey, which is the 1998 from 1998, Mickey Mouse Works from 1999, and the direct-to-video of Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas. Fred Tatasciore as Villain Jones and Killer Croc, Bruce Thomas as James Gordon, Carrie Walgreen as Rebecca Langstrom. Voicing Penguin is Robbie Patterson?
Well, for Bane, the Deathstroke Goons and Girlfriend number 1, it's voiced by
John Smith.
John Smith. Suit number 2 is voiced by, oh my god, the former casting director of Warner again?
Andre Romano? Wait a minute. For Bonkers, I think that's Disney.
Yeah, that's Walt Disney Television. Well, technically now known as Disney Television Animation.
From Walt Disney Television Animation. Teen Titans: The Judas Contract, and this is not the Teen Titans Go. Thank God it wasn't Teen Titans Go. This is a completely different Teen Titans. You got Stuart Loudon reprising the wolf from the Son of Batman. Tessa Farmiga. Oh my god!
Brandon Suhu, laughable.
As Beast Boy. Jake T.
He
Austin
was-
as Blue.
And this laughability and that laughability appeared in the Cartoon Network series Incredible Crew.
Not to mention he was in Tropic Thunder, which that's DreamWorks, which is a movie I really want to check out since I heard that movie's supposed to be hilarious. J.T. Austin as Blue Beetle. Speaking of Blue Beetle, it's coming out. The movie Blue Beetle is coming out soon on physical media, DVD, Blu-ray, and 4K. If I got a 4K release.
And not to mention Jake T. Austin was in Wizards of Waverly Place, which that's Disney Channel.
Sean Maher as Robin the Wing, well, old Teen Titans. Kerry Walgreen, Masasa Moyo, Jason Spacek, Crispin Freeman, Miguel Ferrier, Greg Henry, Meg. Oh my god!
What in Super Sleuth Incarnation? What is Maria Canals doing here?
The voice of Sunset Boulevard is.
And she was in Wizards of Waverly Place, both Camp Rock and Camp Rock 2, The Final Jam. Which Camp Rock and Camp Rock 2, The Final Jam are Disney Channel original movies.
And the Proud Family is also Disney as well, don't forget that. Kevin Smith plays as himself in this movie too, my god. But Kerry Walgreen also voicing Margot Reyes in this movie too. So when did Maria Canals appear in Teen Titans: The Judas Contract? Batman, Gotham by Gaslight. This is when Bruce Greenwood was voicing Batman. Jennifer Carpenter, Anthony Head, Chris Cox, John DiMaggio, the voice of Bender.
David Forsyth
as Cyrus Gold, Greg Griffin as
Greg
Sister
Griffin,
as Sister Leslie Tompkins, and the singing voice for Selena Kyle. Bob Jones, Louis Lilienthal, Lincoln Melcher, Scott Patterson, William Slayers, Tara Strong as Marlene Mahoney and Timmy Drake. Bruce Timm again and Kerry Warner, or God, I can't even pronounce that name right. Last name. Round 4.
Warrer.
Yeah, my bad. Justice League versus the Fatal Five. Another Justice League, and okay, Kevin Conroy, Batman, George Newbern, Elise Gable, Diane Guerrero, Susan Eisenberg. Daniela Bobadilla.
Daniela Bobadilla.
She was in the TV adaptation of Anger.
She was in Anger Management, which that's FX.
Kevin Michael Richardson.
The voice of Dr. Payne.
in the Proud Family. And I forget. Oh, in case you forgot, this was Kevin Conroy's last film before he died a few years later, in 2022.
Yup.
Batman Hush. This is the 37th film in the series. Instead of voicing Kevin Conroy, Jason O'Mara replaced him. Jennifer Morrison, Stuart Allen, Sashi Elizondo, never heard of. Jeffrey Arendt, Chris Cox, James Garnett, Adam Gifford, Peyton List, Wait a minute. Well, it's different. Never mind. John Mayer.
Yeah, it's different Peyton lists.
Yeah. This is when Jerry O'Connell voicing Superman in this movie. Rebecca Romijn.
Rebecca Romijn.
That's Lois Lane in this. Jason Spacek as the Joker. Maury Sterling. Tara Strong. Bruce Thomas. Vanessa.
Vanessa Williams.
What's she doing in DC? Hayden Walsh and Rainn Wilson? My God. Superman Red Son, based on the comic.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that Maury Sterling. I forgot to mention that Maury Sterling was also in Beverly Hills Chihuahua, which that's Walt Disney Pictures.
Yep. Justice League Dark, Apocalypse War. This one's the sequel to Justice League Dark, which is an adult animated superhero film. And this is the 16th and final film in the DC animated universe. And this is the 40th film overall in the original movie. Matt Ryan, Jen O'Connell, Tessa Farmiga, Stuart Allen, Tony Todd, Ray Chase, Jason O'Mara, Rosario Dawson, Rebecca Jomlin again, Camila Lingdington, Christopher Gauham, Shamir Moore, Hayden Walsh, Liam McIntyre,
John DiMaggio.
Sashi Aliso, and Roger R. Cross. Let's see. Would have been cool if Chloe Grace Morris appeared in DC Comics films.
Yeah, that would have been amazing. Yeah.
Batman the Doom Knight.
But we have to let CGM be busy with her other projects.
Batman the Doom That Came to Gotham. This one's based on the 3-issue comic book miniseries of the same name.
Here's what we got.
David, and I forgot to mention, this is when David
Glenn Giuntoli voicing Batman in this.
Taddy Gabriel as Kali Kane. Christopher Godwin. John DiMaggio as James Gordon. Again, he was the voice of Bender.
Patrick Fabian. He was in Better Call Saul, which that's AMC.
And Sony. Brian George. Jason Marsden, the voice of Max Goof. Karen Breyer. David Dastmalchian.
Brian George was in. Oh, I forgot to mention. Brian George was in The Big Bang Theory.
Which that's Warner, Chuck Lorre, CBS. And he was in the short-lived Father of the Pride, which this is the DreamWorks' first adult anime series. David Dastmalchian, he was in Dark Knight, which that's Warner and Legendary. Navid Nagamat. Laughable.
Which for Father of the Pride, I believe at the end of the show It has the DreamWorks Animation logo from 2004 at the end.
Yeah. Emily O'Brien, Tim Ross, Matthew Watterson, Jeffrey Combs, William Slayers, Gideon Endelon, and Darian DePaul as Thomas Wayne.
In
Yeah,
which Father of the Pride is the first TV show to use the DreamWorks Animation logo.
Yeah. Justice Society 2, World War II. Stania Katic, Matt Balmer, Alicia. What do you?
What's Chris Diamantopoulos doing here? He's the voice of Mickey Mouse in the 2013 Mickey Mouse shorts, The Wonderful World of Mickey Mouse, and the recent short film, Once Upon a Studio.
Amid Al-Badi, Lawful Ball, Matthew Mercer, Amin Taylor, and Liam McIntyre. Keith, also with Keith Ferguson, Ashlia Latra, my Darren Chris, Alicia Rotru, and Emin Taylor. And let's see what we got. I'm not going to screen because I don't want to get there. Legion of Superheroes. This is the 50th installment of the series. Like, my God. Whoops.
Sheesh, 50 films.
For the DC Universe anime original movies, I only had 3 DC Universe anime film on DVDs, which are, let's see, we got Superman Doomsday, Batman Gotham Knight, and Batman Under the Red Hood. I also have one on Blu-ray, which is The Death of Superman. Wait, no, Reign of Superman. Now this one, The Death of Superman, there it is right here. This is the 33rd installment of the series. And by Studio Mir, which is the same animation studio who did The Legend of Korra and the Boondocks.
In which the Boondocks, that had Gary Anthony Williams in it.
Which that's Adult Swim and Sony, and The Legend of Korra, that's Nickelodeon, which is a spin-off of Avatar The Last Airbender.
What's Jennifer Hale doing here?
Charles Ledford. Team Rain. My goodness. Who's voicing Lois Lane? Oh, Rebecca Romijn again. I haven't seen that one yet. Oh, it's this one. Superman, Man of Tomorrow. This is when Darren Criss voicing Superman. Whoops. He was in Glee, which that's Fox. Lasted for 5 years on Fox. And for Lois Lane, though,
Alexandra Daddario voiced Lois. Wait a minute. She was in
Texas
Alexandra Texas Chainsaw 3D.
That's VVS.
And Alexandra Daddario was in San Andreas. That's New Line Cinema and Village Roadshow.
Released by Warner. Zachary Quinto. He was in Louder and Prouder. Akamani, Ryan Hurst, Brett Dalton, Neil Flambeau. Yeah. There's a comic book from 1999. Go back. Injustice. This is basically based on the video game. Fred Tatasciore, of course.
Yeah, the video game from 2013.
Which that's Warner Games, of course. And Edward Hodge, Yuri Lowenthal, Derek Phillips, Annika Noni Rose, which she was in Princess and the Frog, which from Disney. Zach Collison, Laura This is when
This was when Laura Bailey voiced Lois Lane.
in Earth 22 and Earth 9, and also Rama Koshna, whatever that is. Brendan Michael Hall as Cyborg. Streaming home media. Wait, go back. Wait.
This one was rated R.
Arnie West. What only?
For bloody violence.
That's it.
Wait a minute. On February 19th, 2023, aka this year, the film made its linear debut on Toonami on Adult Swim.
My goodness. And let me see. 2009. Wait, did My Friends Tigger and Pooh ever got an Emmy nominations? Let me look. I don't know if he did. Reception.
Let's check.
Oh yeah, it did. Only received one. Well, the rest were nominated, but the only show that won it was the Henry Prize in 08.
Yeah, in which the one who won was Brian Holfeld,
which was a screenwriter. The rest were only nominated. I mean, by Polygon Pictures, which is a Japanese.
of course. Wait a minute. There's different executive producers for the show. Brian Holfeld executive produced the show, of course, but Jeff Klein executive produced the show along with Holfeld, but only for season 1.
Two My Friends Tigger and Pooh movies. What's it? Sydney Sailors was in My Friends Tigger and Pooh. I never even heard of Sydney Sailor. And nor neither Stroman
Neither did I.
Nor neither Strolin Born.
Yeah.
Oh, as for Rue,
of course, D. Bradley Baker was the voice of Woodpecker. Of course, as for Rue, he was voiced by Max Bertholder.
For many reasons, which I put him reprising the role as Rue in Best Besties episode.
Trouble with the Logos.
Which I already sent the animation sequence that to Nico, which I'm not sure he was going to do that. For Mama Hempelum, she was voiced by Brenda Blinth. I don't know if I've heard of her.
Blatten,
sorry. Rob Paulson's the raccoon in My Friends Tigger and Pooh. Wait, who animated this? Nothing. I don't see who animated this.
I was right. Rob Paulson was in My Friends Tigger and Pooh.
As the raccoon, yep. And let me see. 2007 Toronto International Film Festival. I'm not sure there's going to be one this year.
I'm not sure either because of the strike.
The certain circumstances, even though one of them already been ended. But not sure if it's gonna. I'm not there. Wait, not there. Who was in? Wait, this is a not only U.S.
United States. Yeah, and it's also a German movie.
Released in German by Tobis
Oh
Films in
yeah,
the US.
Wizard City. A user called a user called Wizard City actually found a couple of Disney Channel Canada promos. For example, one for Hamster and Gretel, Raven's Home, Kif, even some short ones for Hamster and Gretel, another promo for Big City Greens, another short promo for Kif, and heck, even Haley's on it.
Yeah. Yeah, which I recorded the intro to that one. And who the heck is Leonardo Lil?
That's just wrong from the city. TV show idea, there she goes. Based on the British TV series. It might air on TBC, which is Tom's name for NBC.
Heard from Canada, not there. Wait a minute. Oh yeah, you told me about that in my opening video of I'm not there. Let's see. Wait, no, that's not it. That's not it. Canada first. Walk All Over Me. That's a Canadian movie. That we're not gonna showing that because I don't want this thing to be. I know it's R in Canada. Caramel. That's a Lebanese movie. Interesting. Masters. The Past. No. 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 Sprocket.
Ivan Mount, we're still cross with Ivan. We're still cross with you after the fact that you put that phone policy there. Thank God you removed it.
Thank God it's not from that VVS. Thank God.
Thank God it's gonna. Thank goodness.
Thank God it's not from that VVS. If it did, that would be worse. This one's a Spanish movie. Wait, hang on. Not only Spanish, but Mexico.
What? A Spanish movie from Warner?
Oh, Mexico. And who released this in the US? Picture House. Which is a sub-label of New Line before acquired by Warner. Before it was revived as a independent company. Separate independent company, I meant. Wait, go back down, go back up, go back up, go back up, up. Let's try the 2008 Toronto International Film Festival. For My Friends Tigger and Pooh, no Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Awards nominations, anything like that is nominated for My Friends Tigger and Pooh. Also France. Oh, released by Roadside Attractions in the US. Okay. Want to hear another laugh from me? What is it? This one right here, The Secret of Monaco. Wait, a lot of countries I can't speak today.
France, UK, Hungary, Australia, and US.
Released by Warner internationally. France by Metropolitan Film Export, and Hungary by Hungary.com.
Oh, this is a laughable movie. Anyone but you.
Glenn Powell and Sydney Sweeney. I think I saw the poster of that. Medline fan said also in New Zealand as well for Sacred Mountain Care, even though it does not say New Zealand anywhere on the wiki for whatever reason. Let's see. No. Oh, A Hit No One Summer. That's a Quebec movie. 2010. Let's see. It's got the new Bell logo, which was introduced in late 2009. Little Sister.
And this was around the same time that Astro introduced their new logo in 2010 as well.
Yeah. Little Sister, or also known as Cinderella.
What is Brenda's song doing here?
Released by Miramax in the US. So when did Brenda's song appear in the family drama? Barney's version, Canadian movie originally released in the US by Sony Pictures Classics. Even if it does not mention on here, it did release by Sony Pictures Classics in the US. Here we have Mora, Canadian drama. Splice with Adrian Brody and Sarah Polley. This
Canadian and France movie. Gaumont in France and Le Film Seville in Canada.
now was Imina Films, but in the US, you're not going to believe this.
Warner.
But Dark Castle purchased the US rights for this movie. Molcatar, laughable. Trigger, Canadian movie again. In Seeds, Quebec movie. Originally released in the US by
Sony Pictures Classics.
I think it's the only time. I think this is one of the few times that a Quebec movie got released by Sony Pictures Classics. (2012). The Bay, Revolution, Storm Surfer 3D, Australian documentary, Argo, a movie I really want to check out. 7 Psychopaths. This is not only US.
But even a British movie. Released by Momentum Pictures in the UK and CBS Films in the US.
Which CBS Films was folded into Lionsgate. Well, actually, no. Quebec version carried up by CBS All Access, now Paramount Plus. Speaking of CBS, I'm gonna look up some movies from CBS. The Mechanic, which I have on Blu-ray. Now, here's the weird thing. The first Mechanic was released by Alliance, but the second one's released by that VVS.
Yeah, what in the name of Cinders? Yeah, what in the name of heck?
My God. I still need to watch the original, though, with Charles Bronson. Afflicted. This is a Canadian movie. Wait. Oh, yeah, I know CBS released a few Canadian movies. Pride. This is a...
UK and France movie
from Pathé and Fox.
released by Pathé in France and 20th Century Fox in the UK.
Now known as 20th Century Studios, which now owned by Disney.
Or should I say in spelling out? Disney.
Yep. US was released by CBS. CBS did release a few British movies. Gambit, which this one's a British, just like Seven Psychopaths. This one's also a British co-production.
Released by Momentum Pictures
in the United Kingdom. And oh shoot, it's already 11. Yeah, I don't have that DVD anymore. To Meadowland fan. I did the opening of that one on the webcam. Wait, never knew this is a France movie for Insidies, even though it does not say France anywhere. But anyways, I gotta head out because it's 10:36 in my area, so yeah, I'm gonna have to end it here. Oh.
Understandable, since I gotta complete my, I got other stuff to do.
Well, yeah, I saw the post. But anyway, see you guys later.